Nancy Pelosi has a new book coming out, and in this book, she tells a story of how she was at a memorial service for a renowned mental health expert. And so, obviously, being a leader in the field of mental health, there were a lot of other doctors and mental health professionals present at this memorial service. Pelosi was there, and so were a couple other members of Congress. And Pelosi tells us that during this service, which happened in 2019, multiple doctors and other health professionals came up to her and the other members of Congress and expressed their warnings about Donald Trump's very obvious cognitive decline. And keep in mind, this was 5 years ago. Here's what Pelosi wrote in her book. They were deeply concerned that there was something seriously wrong with Trump and that his mental and psychological health was in decline. I'm not a doctor, Pelosi wrote, but I did find his behaviors difficult to understand. I knew Donald Trump's mental imbalance. I had seen it up close, his denial and then delays when the COVID pandemic struck, his penchant for repeatedly stomping out of meetings, his foul mouth, his pounding on tables, his temper tantrum, his disrespect for our nation's patriots, and his total separation from reality and actual events, his repeated ridiculous insistence that he was the greatest of all time. And it goes on and on. But basically, what Pelosi is letting us know is that, hey, 5 years ago, mental health professionals approached me and warned me something's wrong with this guy. And of course, this was not the first time that mental health professionals had gathered together to warn people about how dangerous Trump was. I believe it was in 2017 when the book The Dangerous Case of Donald J. Trump came out. It had, I think, 27 different mental health professionals contributing to it. But the thing is this, since these warnings to Pelosi, which was 5 years ago, since The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump came out, which was 7 years ago, and all through this year, I've repeatedly talked about the mental health professionals warning us about Trump, nothing's been done, okay? If Donald Trump were suffering from actual cognitive decline 7 years ago or 5 years ago, as these people told Pelosi, it hasn't gotten better, okay? He's not seeking help. He is clearly not getting treatment. He denies that anything is wrong with him. So it, of course, if we're talking about actual brain decay, would get worse over time, not better, especially with no treatment. Not that there is much you can do to reverse it, obviously, but you get my point. Years ago, these people were saying there's something wrong with him. Now, more than half a decade later, all of those problems have gone untreated. And the media, of course, is completely ignoring this issue. Now, to their credit, a little before the debate he had with President Biden, the media finally started to pick up on the fact that something is dangerously wrong with Donald Trump's brain. But then, of course, the debate happened. President Biden froze up. He wasn't speaking in complete sentences. He was incoherent. So after that point, all of the media focus was on President Biden's mental health. Okay, Biden's a non-factor now. He is a lame duck president, and I don't mean any offense to him in any way, but the media is still kind of talking about Biden, and nobody's talking about Trump's mental problems, which, by the way, have been on full display as recently as like 4 days ago when he did that rally and didn't know the position or the name of the guy he was even there to endorse. Those are big problems. When Biden does things like that or similar things, media talks about it for days. But we have a presidential candidate right now that mental health professionals have been screaming at the top of their lungs about for over 7 years. And those voices are being ignored. The experts are being ignored. The media is not doing their job. They should have these people on the programs every day talking about the dangers that Trump poses. And I know, the Goldwater rule, you can't really do that, but let's make an exception, shall we? Trump is a dangerous individual because of what's going on inside his head. And the best chance we have of getting a glimpse of that is to talk to the people who understand the symptoms the best. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.